Hi everyone, I am your Muse Tracy, and I am your favorite manifestation coach. I am here to inspire you and empower you to live the life of your dreams, to create on purpose exactly what you want in all areas of your life, to stop settling and to stop suffering. You are not here to suffer. If that sounds good to you, you are more than welcome to subscribe to my channel. I do offer one-on-one coaching, and you can find the links for all of that down below. And if you have any question about the email, or sorry, not the email, if you have any questions about the coaching packages that I offer, you can send me an email, and that's down below in the description as well. All right, you guys. So today we are talking about how to stop waiting. No more waiting. No more waiting. No more waiting. And the very first thing that I want to talk about is what waiting actually looks like, because I think that a lot of you, I know this is something that comes up in coaching where my clients are explaining what they're doing and sort of what they're feeling, and it's exactly waiting, but they didn't know it was waiting until I pointed it out. And I think it's maybe a misunderstanding exactly what waiting is. So waiting isn't like literally waiting, like sitting on a couch, like not doing anything and waiting, right? So it's not so literal. It's not so literal. It can be something that is just like a feeling inside of you, and it can be much more subtle rather than so literal. Okay, so yeah, it's like a feeling of sort of incompleteness. It's a feeling of not fully being fulfilled, right? So you can be actually really busy in your life, doing lots of things just for you, and still be waiting. So what that looks like is you are filling your time with lots of different things. Maybe you're even doing your self-care, you are taking care of yourself, but on the inside, your level of fulfillment is not 100%. You're not 100% fulfilled. You are still waiting for something to be present in your reality for you to feel 100% fulfillment. So, in essence, the kind of way you can tell if you're waiting is if you feel like, I'll be happy when. If you feel at all in any area of your life, I'll be happy when the money shows up, when I get the job, when my SP contacts me or comes back into my life. If you feel that way for any subject, then you are waiting. You are waiting. And, you know, there's so many quotes that, I can repeat to you guys. There's really two that I want to repeat here, and of course you'll get the point. So the first one is, waiting will bring you more evidence of waiting. This isn't necessarily a quote, but waiting will bring you more evidence of waiting because the evidence is your mirror, and you can't trick yourself. You can't, and this is something that I really need you guys to think about and like integrate. You can't fool yourself because, and I didn't even say like the universe or God or all that is. I mean, that's true too. You can't, but you can't fool you. It's you that is creating. You are the creator. And so if you're pretending on some level that you are fulfilled, satisfied, but really you notice that you're still feeling not fulfilled. You're still feeling like you're waiting. You're still feeling like, I'll be happy when. You can't deny that you're feeling that way. Denying that you're feeling that way is sort of like not being fully truthful, honest to yourself. It's like hiding that, and you can't resolve things that you're not admitting or accepting, right? You can't resolve these things inside of yourself if you are not fulfilled, but you keep telling yourself, no, I am fulfilled. I am fulfilled. You can't really fix that piece of you that doesn't feel fulfilled. You have to fully admit and embrace the part of you that doesn't feel fulfilled and go about the process of figuring out what you need to do to be fully fulfilled, right? So it's your mirror, your reality, your circumstances, your 3D. Everything is your mirror. Money, your specific person, your job, everything is your mirror. And so you can't trick the mirror into showing you something different. The mirror is showing you what's really going on inside of you. And if what's really going on inside of you is that you're waiting on some level, well, the mirror will perfectly reflect that back to you. Okay? Now, the other one is a quote. And of course, we're going to quote Neville here. Let me see. I have to find it real quick. I know I already pulled it up. So where is it? Da, 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 da. Okay, I don't see the quote there, but I know the essence of the quote. The essence of the quote is, man's biggest folly is thinking that the mere passage of time will bring about results, when really what's required is a change of consciousness to create a change in your environment. Okay, if you want to read the full quote from Neville, you can Google something like the mere passage of time, right? But what he's saying is, and I know, again, I see this with a lot of my clients, they're doing pretty good and they think, I'm doing well enough. I'm doing the techniques. I'm watching all my thoughts. I have the mental diet. And so now I'll just wait for it to show up and I'll be patient. This is also a comment that I had on one of the videos was, Tracy, can you talk about patience? Because I've been living in the end. And I can't remember the amount of time, but this person said some significant amount of time I've been living in the end. And, now I need to know how to have patience. Well, you guys, if you're really in the end, if you're really fulfilled, if you're really feeling satisfied, you don't need patience. You don't need patience because right now you are fulfilled with your desire. You're complete inside of yourself. And you also won't need to have patience because the moment you shift your consciousness, your inner state, your inner world to be fulfilled, not again faking it, but really by understanding who you are, by understanding everything is responding to you, by responding that your thoughts and assumptions are commands, right? And you're not waiting for someone outside of you to give you the goods, right? You've restructured and reorganized all of those old beliefs so you know that you're fully in control and you've done the work on your beliefs. So there's not a lot of ping pong in your mind, right? That ping pong comes from affirming something, intending something that you have beliefs against. That's where the ping pong comes from. So you've done the work on your beliefs so you don't have ping pong going on, and you simply decide, you choose, this is what I now choose. I now choose for SP to come back into my life, to be loving, to be adoring, to pursue me. I now choose for money to show up at this certain level. This is what I know I get to have. I don't have any opposing beliefs about my worthiness or how money shows up. And so you just decide. Now, when you decide, you don't need patience. You don't need patience. And if your level of conviction is this knowing that you are the one in control, you're the one deciding, there's nothing else going on, there's no one outside of you that needs to receive the message over the airwaves and then sort of, look over your worthiness and deem you worthy and then they'll give it to you. No, there's none of that going on. Once you know all of that, you simply decide. And in your consciousness, in your inner world, it's a done deal. You have fulfillment about your desire the moment you decide. What does Neville say? To desire is to have. This is what it's like, you guys, when you have done the work on your belief system, when you don't have ping pong going back and forth, and you know who you are. You've practiced, you've changed your belief system that you're the only one creating, you're the only one, calling the shots, writing the rules in your reality. When you don't have that ping pong back and forth, you just make a decision, decide. A desire is born within you. And the moment the desire is born within you, you feel like it's a done deal. You know that it's a done deal, even if it's not in your 3D reality right now. You don't need to have patience and sort of waiting on pins and needles, hoping that you can maintain your state of being of acceptance. You know, that's sort of an uncomfortable place to be in. Ooh, I have to maintain this state until it shows up. No, you really don't. And you know, you would do that naturally, easily anyway, if you didn't have programming, a belief system that would take you out of that state, right? So it's not a matter of how do I have patience? It's a matter of knowing who you are, knowing that you're calling the shots, knowing that there is nothing opposing you, there's nothing against you, there's nothing outside of you to grant your wishes to you. Yes, there may be a time delay, but the time delay is minimized. It's smaller and smaller and smaller when you know who you are, when you know, when you have the conviction about who you are, that you're the only one creating. It's this back and forth, it's the wavering that creates even greater time delays. It creates even greater time periods of not seeing any movement. There's always movement, but if you are going back and forth inside of you, you are the one creating a greater time delay, a greater time period before you see the results. And yes, of course, certain things take time, but it's not a large amount of time. It's really not. But you see, even if it takes some time, you aren't worried about that because inside you are at a level of fulfillment. You're at a level of satisfaction before the thing is showing up in your reality, right? So in other words, you're never waiting on the thing outside of you to give you the satisfaction, to give you a certain feeling. That's a misunderstanding. That is a misunderstanding of who you are and how everything works. Your job as a conscious creator is to recognize your desire with the understanding of who you are. Understand that the desire is given the moment you have it. To desire is to have. Now, if that feeling isn't exactly automatic for you, the only work you need to do is practice the feeling. What would the feeling be like if I had this now? Because I do have this now. It's not waiting for the thing to be in your reality to feel a certain way. Again, this is the biggest key that you can ask yourself, question you can ask yourself. It's the biggest insight to know if you are waiting. If you at all feel like, I will feel better when this thing shows up, you are essentially waiting. So no more waiting, you guys. Waiting will get you evidence of more waiting. So the key to no more waiting is to understand who you are. That's always first and foremost. Understand who you are. Understand that to desire is to have, and to practice the feeling of having now. You do not need to have patience. You do not need to wait for something outside of you to give you the feeling of fulfillment and satisfaction. Your job is to feel that now. So go about practicing that now, exploring what it would feel like now, and not needing the evidence to show up in your 3D reality. Needing the evidence in your 3D reality is doubt. All right, you guys, that's it for this one. I will see you in the next video. Bye.